every last member of the Yōtei 6, and I will bring you peace. I swear it.
Dave Fox, game director for Ghost of Yōtei and Sly Cooper and Ghost of Tsushima. Thank you for having the time to talk to us. For Ghost of Yōtei, we say goodbye to Jin Sakai. That was the protagonist of Ghost of Tsushima. Was it a difficult decision to say goodbye to Jin?
It was a little hard to say goodbye to Jin, of course, because I spent many years building his story and got really close to the character. I'm still friends with the actor who played Jin Sakai in English. Yeah. He's a great guy. But at Sucker Punch, we really wanted to tell a new origin story because we think that it's exciting as game makers to get to know a new character. But I think crucially, it's great for players because they get immersed in a new story, a new growth where you go from strong to legendarily strong, right? That's the journey you want to go on as you build up the character through time. And that's what we've done with Atsu. She has her own problems, her own goals, and her own destiny that's different than Jin Sakai.
And in about 30 hours, I finished the story. And what was for me the main difference is that with Jin Sakai, you focused on how he developed himself and the struggles for him to, first of all, he wanted to be a samurai, and then he wanted to be a ghost on the other side.
Yeah.
And with Atsu, it's more like a revenge story. Is that also something that was deliberately chosen?
We absolutely chose to make this a revenge story because it's a classic in samurai fiction. Also, I think it is a dynamite way to propel the player forward. They understand what Atsu's after. They know why she wants to get revenge because she suffered a horrible trauma in her youth. Her family was taken from her. And when you go out into the open world, having that kind of clarity helps people say, all right, I know what I'm after. I wonder what that is over there. They have the freedom to go explore and be curious. But that strong narrative center is right there. Of course, her going on a revenge story is the first step. It's what starts the story. It's really not where the story lives. It's about how she transforms herself, really getting past trauma and the twists and turns along the way that I think make the story memorable and emotional.
And she goes after the Yōtei 6, who killed her family. It's more, I see it as a more mythical enemy than the Mongols in Ghost of Tsushima. Was it also a deliberate choice to have different enemies? Because in Tsushima you had one main enemy, and now in Ghost of Yōtei you have 6 main enemies.
Well, the Yōtei 6 are a force that's organized around their leader, Lord Saito. And so they do have kind of effectively armies that all have different identity, but they all serve Lord Saito. And by having each of the Yōtei 6 have a different group that works for them, it allows the player to have greater diversity in the kind of enemies they face, be it enemies with firearms or ninjas that pop out of the snow that are all dressed in white to ambush you, or enemies that wear demon masks and use fire as a real common weapon, burning down everything around them. That kind of diversity of play, I think, makes for a refreshing experience because you're running into different sorts of foes all the time.
And was it difficult to make sure that, first of all, there's a lot more focus on exploration? You can do whatever you want and make a choice. I know I'm going after the kitsune or the snake all in the beginning, but was it a difficult balance between, first of all, the freedom and to make sure that the player gets through the story?
Well, we always signpost to the player where to go if they want to continue Atsu's story. And, like I said, we really do hope people take their time and explore. But as far as narrative construction goes, we're dedicated to having a really strong beginning, middle, and end.
Correct.
And so that means that it kind of creates like a diamond structure where you'll have a encounter early on, all players will share to get the adventure going. Then you're in the open world and you have a lot of choice as to how you want to go after the Yōtei 6. And then it comes together at the end for a satisfying conclusion.
Absolutely.
And we've orchestrated the Yōtei 6 inside of that diamond structure so that we understand that the story will land.
Yeah. And the setting is really authentic. I think it's authentically Japanese. I've never been to Japan, unfortunately, but I can tell it's really authentic and in the details and stuff like that. But you also have a little bit of creative freedom with like the firearms, like the Tanegashima.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to make to not to stay too authentic and not to go too creative?
It's certainly a give and take.
Yeah.
I think the best example is in Ghost of Tsushima. All of the samurai carry katanas, and at that time, katanas didn't exist.
Okay, yeah.
But
True.
our advisors, who we work with constantly to create a sense of authenticity, we're very lucky to have colleagues in Tokyo that play the game and give notes. We hire people that give us feedback on costumes and architecture and how to hold a sword right. They all understand that this is a entertainment game, that we're trying to provide a feeling of authenticity, but not make a stone for stone perfect historical reproduction. And so when we say we'd like to have the warriors carry katanas, they're like, yes, we understand, because this is a fantasy of being a samurai. So that acknowledgement that it's entertainment is there. However, I'm grateful that advisors come to our rescue to say, hey, if you put this in, it will break immersion for Japanese gamers. And when we hear that, we say, okay, we'll definitely change it, because that's our real goal. We do not want to have Japanese gamers say, this seems like an American put this in who didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I understand. But you also went to Hokkaido yourself to Japan. Did you take specific details or environments into the game, or what's the most specific thing that comes to mind going there and you put in the game?
Well, certainly research trips to Hokkaido help us get a feeling for the land itself, and that's what we try and put into the game, so that when you play it, you feel transported. And sometimes those feelings come from things that you don't expect. Like I was blown away how when we went down to the south, suddenly there were cherry blossoms everywhere because people had brought them up from Honshu and they had started planting them, but they weren't present farther north. And so that kind of regional variation is very profound. But you had to go there to discover that, because if you're looking at research online, you don't get a feeling of what it's like to transition from the north to the south. And I'd already given those examples earlier about. Do you want me to repeat those, or?
Yeah, you can, sure.
Well, like,
if you want the most profound one.
Oh, well, to me, the thing that I was incredibly moved by was meeting up with our Ainu advisor and her family, who were incredibly warm. And they just took us up to the side of a mountain to forage for vegetables that we would make into lunch together. And it felt really incredibly warm, and we're getting to know each other. And so we just took that experience of foraging and put it into the game, especially around how Atsu remembers her family.
Correct.
Because it meant a lot to us at Sucker Punch for having done it. We didn't know going in that this would be something that we would treasure, but we got to experience it, and I'm glad that players get to experience it too.
Yeah, it's a really nice new mechanic, like cooking food and foraging. I really enjoy that, and making the fire with the Flintstones and things like that. But are there any mechanics that are not in the game that you feel a bit sorry about, that you really wished that were in the game? You had to cut or something?
Oh, we try out different things sometimes to see if they work. I'm not sorry that they're not in the game. The ones that are in the game are the ones that we feel best give you the immersion of being Atsu, and that's part of the job of directing people's efforts. Is you have to select which good idea that the team comes up with. And at Sucker Punch, there are tons of creative people. It's not a question of do we have enough ideas. It's selecting which ones we're going to back with sound and animation and music. And those are the ones that show up in the game, and it's really just so you can feel more like you're Atsu.
Yeah. And the game is incredibly detailed. When I play the game, I stopped 100 times to enjoy the views and the details that are built in the houses or on the clothing or on the NPCs. Is there a specific detail that players must see that you think?
You mean that I hope they see?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, two things.
Yeah.
I love that you can... This might sound silly to you.
No.
I love that when you're riding the horse, you can hit the jump button and the horse will jump. It's something you expect with human characters. But the fact that you can do it on the horse makes the horse feel that much more free and integrated. Yeah. And if you jump over like a fallen log or a rock, you'll get a little speed boost. So it's kind of a steeple jumping exercise. I find myself doing that all the time.
I really enjoy that too, honestly.
It's not required, and I bet a lot of people will never discover it, but I love it. The second one is sometimes this is sort of a hidden thing.
Okay.
You'll find signs where you'll see like a picture of somebody bowing. Yeah. And if you bow at those, something special will happen. And I'm always delighted when I come upon them.
Yeah, those are the ones that I still have to look for. Several missing, because it's a trophy on PlayStation. So that's, I think, a 10 more to go. So we'll see about that. And then a final question. Now Ghost of Yōtei is finished, and not really finished because Legends is still coming.
Right.
What can you share a little bit more about Legends that's coming next year in 2026?
Yes. So Legends is coming in 2026, and Sucker Punch is hard at work on this cooperative samurai adventure where you can use all the same combat mechanics from Ghost of Yōtei inside of a supernatural setting.
Okay.
And I've been playing it, and my favorite part is that the enemies are demons that do very interesting and scary things, and they're of different sizes. And after working on a realistic game for 5 years, it is exciting to see some deep strangeness coming out of my colleagues' imagination.
Maybe it's a bit scary too to have those imagination in your colleagues' minds.
It's scary?
No? Yeah, no, they have the diabolic imagination. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they have very strong imaginations, and these enemies that you get to fight, I think, are very cool and visually delightful. It feels in some way kind of like recess. When you're in school in Belgium, what do you call the time when you're not in class?
Speeltijd.
Speeltijd?
Game time, yeah.
Yeah, right. Because I love Ghost of Yōtei, but it's nice to have this chunk of time where if you have a crazy idea but that doesn't make any real world sense, let's see if we can get it in Legends. That is what we're doing.
That sounds awesome. And beyond that, I'm sure you're already looking forward in the future because Ghost of Yōtei, you told us earlier that you worked 5 years on it.
Yeah.
I imagine that you're already on future projects you can't share about. I'm sure.
Definitely right now we're very much focused on Legends for Ghost of Yōtei.
Yeah. But is there a chance that we see a new Sly Cooper or Sly Racoon or a new Infamous? Because I really enjoyed those games.
Thank you.
Honestly,
we have not really started talking about what we're going to do next. Legends is consuming us. When we have a new game to announce, I look forward to talking to you about it, but not exactly right now.
I totally understand. But first of all, thank you for your time coming to Holland, and enjoy your stay, and good luck with Legends, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Creatures such as you and I cannot resist the call of revenge.
something new to live for.
Thank you for coming. I understand you had to take the train up and...
Yeah, we had to take the bus, and we had some problems along the way from Antwerp to Amsterdam. So
What happened?
that's good. Yeah, a lot of traffic. It was packed. The roads were packed on a Thursday. So it's
On a Thursday?
Yeah.
Is that a rising problem, that traffic is getting worse and worse?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. It's I think in Amsterdam as well. I think the Tuesdays and Thursdays are the most busy times on the road, because then people are not having a holiday. So maybe on Monday people are working 4/5 on a Monday or on Friday.
Right.
On a Wednesday they take a half day off to go get kids to school from school. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are the most difficult times on the road. But that's what it is. We almost enjoy it in Antwerp, having traffic jams. So it's something common. You every time you're going on the highway in Antwerp, you know there's a traffic jam. So that's what it is.
Thank goodness we live in a time of podcasts and audiobooks.
Yeah, absolutely.
They really make the experience of being stuck in traffic much more bearable.
I'm really a podcast enthusiast. I always listen to podcasts when I'm in the car. Do you have any suggestions?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard Imaginary Worlds?
No.
It's by a guy named Eric Malinsky, and it's in English.
Yeah, no problem.
But I would recommend it if you like games or science fiction or fantasy.
Yeah, of course.
Imaginary Worlds. I love it.
Excellent. That's
What
good.
would you recommend? Do you have any English ones you'd recommend?
Yeah, I'm listening to Gamescoop, the IGN podcast. I really like it with Damon Hatfield.
He's good.
I really like those guys. They're really relaxed and chilled, and I really like those guys.
Isn't it funny how with podcasters you feel like they're your friends?
Yeah, those are the podcasts that I like the most. That you have the feeling that you're going to sit around the same table and you almost talk with them.
Yes.
That's the thing we do as well, and our website. Just have a conversation in like, for example, we're in a bar and we're just talking about games and the things we love. That's the best thing you can have in a podcast, I guess.
Well, certainly it seems like that's the best experience you can get as a listener, right? That you feel connected to these speakers who are, potentially taking a long time talking about what they're talking about, but it just feels good to hang out with your friends, even though I don't know Damien Hatfield.
No.
It's hard not to like him.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But once again, thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate the great questions and suffering the traffic jam to come up here.
It's all the pleasure.
All right.
Yeah.